have passed PLLB?
In the year 2022.
What is the full form of LLB?
So its full form is in Latin, that is Legum Baccalaureus.
बैचलर आप लाइव नहीं हो?
So Latin word है तो उसका उससे कितना ही बनता है Legum Baccalaureus.
Legal means
Yes, sir.
legal means
I'm not aware of the meaning. Legum, I think it means law.
तो आपसे अगर मान सपोज करिए कि कोई आप जाएंगे तो कचहरी में मैं कोर्ट में बैठेंगे डिस्ट्रिक्ट कोर्ट में तो यहाँ बहुत सारे गांव के लोग आएंगे जो गवाह के तौर पर आएंगे या फिर इस तरह के लोग आएंगे तो उनकी बात आप कैसे समझेंगे आप कैसे उनको समझाएंगे उनको समझाइए कि निगम का अर्थ क्या है मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ
So तो फिर उनको एक आसान भाषा में
उसी को आसान भाषा में समझा दीजिएगा निगम से क्या अभिप्राय है हम नहीं समझ पा रहे कि निगम में आप क्या बताना चाह रहे हैं
उनको फिर आसान भाषा में समझा देंगे कि हमने विधि की पढ़ाई किया है 3 वर्ष या 5 वर्ष की जैसे भी
उससे सवाल पूछिए बात
आप इंटरव्यू हिंदी में देंगे कि इंग्लिश में?
इंग्लिश
इंग्लिश। What is best prepared in your procedural law?
I guess CRPC.
CRPC. How can you decide an offense is billable or non-billable, or cognizable or non-cognizable?
So in order to decide that whether the offense is bailable or non-bailable or cognizable or not cognizable, the criteria has been given under schedule, whether the offense is bailable or non-bailable, and in case of cognizable and non-cognizable, generally it is assumed that if the offense is punishable with an imprisonment for 2 years or less, it is non-cognizable, that is less serious crime, and cognizable, that is above 2 years, it is a cognizable offense. And thus the magistrate can take the help of schedule which is given.
2 years or 3 years?
2 years. No sir, 3 years, in some case it is 2 years.
What is difference between discharge and acquittal?
So discharge is when the judge finds that there is no reasonable ground for proceeding in the case, that is before taking the evidence of the prosecution, and acquittal is when after analyzing the evidence produced by the prosecution, if the judge thinks that there is no reasonable ground for proceeding in this particular case, then he can acquit the accused.
You have told what is discharge and what is acquittal. My question is, what is difference between discharge and acquittal?
So discharge is given prior to taking of evidence of prosecution, and acquittal can be after analyzing the evidence given by the prosecution, and even after the judgment, that is conviction or acquittal, that the court announces.
Any other difference? What is essential ingredients of FIR?
The essential ingredients of FIR are as follows. It is the first information report, which is given to the officer in charge of police station. It is first in time. It can be either given oral or written form. The accused, the person giving the FIR, has to sign it. The officer in charge of police station will be required to provide free copy to the person giving the first information report. It should be first in point of time.
What is difference between general diary, police diary, and case diary?
Sir, general diary is the diary in which the station that is kept on station, police station, where the police officer in charge of police station or any other subordinate who has been assigned to note down the particulars that is any complaint has been made regarding in the police station, and case diary is diary which the investigating officer makes to note down the area in which he has proceeded in during the course of investigation.
Where provision is given in CRPC case diary?
Sir, in the definition clause, section 2R, and in section 172.
Section 2R case diary?
Sorry, sir, it is police report. Sir, section 172.
What is the evidentiary value of case diary?
Sir, case diary has no evidentiary value as such. It can only be used by the counsels for refreshing their memory, and the court can ask the counsel, investigating officer to produce just to look at whether the investigation is at right track or not.
What is difference between offense and case? अपराध है मामला, offense and case.
So offense are those crimes which are specifically mentioned under IPC.
What is cognizable offense?
Cognizable offense are those offense in which the police officer can investigate without the prior permission of the magistrate, and he has the power to arrest him even without the permission of the magistrate, prior permission of the magistrate.
What is difference between bail and bond?
So bail is when the accused person, when the arrested person is released by the court, and bond is the security which he has to furnish, which the other person has to furnish, who takes responsibility of him appearing before the court whenever he is asked. So the bond is the amount which the court seeks for them to fulfill, and bail is when the person is released from the bail.
At present, a case was instituted by 5 women in Varanasi district court regarding the Yanpa pregnancy. Are you aware about that case? What is the Manipur crisis at present? Manipur is in light. What is the problem there?
So the violence in Manipur erupted after the Honorable Supreme Court of Manipur, the High Court of Manipur directed the state government to look after giving the SC status to the non-tribal Methi community, after which the student union of the SC student union protested against it, and which ultimately led to the various violence. The Manipur, the non-tribal Methi tribe has been demanding the ST status for several decades, and after the High Court has ordered to the Supreme Court to review its decision of giving the SC status, so the SC communities have demanded that they should not be given, and the protest erupted.
Opposition demand for the discussion on Manipur, and you have seen no confidence motion was taken by the opposition. Simple discussion and discussion by no confidence motion. There are two situations, whether they are same or any difference between them.
So I think they are different because bringing no confidence motion shows that they don't have confidence in the government. Which, if the government is in minority, he will lose. The government will lose its power and will be ousted from power. And if the opposition would have called it for simple discussion, it would have been more fruitful, because at current time the
Some members are suspended from parliament.
Yes,
Name the members who suspended.
Mr. Adhir Chaudhary from Rajya Sabha, Raghav Chadha from Rajya Sabha.
What is the procedure for suspension from the Lok Sabha?
Sir, if so the Lok Sabha has their own code of conduct for conducting the business of the Lok Sabha, and if the speaker finds that any miscreants have been created in the Lok Sabha, then he has the power to suspend a member from the Lok Sabha.
What do you mean by the private will?
So I'm not aware of that.
In GP you are comfort.
Yes, sir.
What is the transfer under GP?
So the transfer of property under TP is defined under section 5 of Transfer of Property Act, which says transfer of property means the transfer of property from one person to another or to himself.
I want to transfer property to idols. Idol is legal person.
Yes, sir.
So how I can transfer property to idols?
So transferring of property to idol is not recognized under Transfer of Property Act.
Right? Idol is legal person. But you are saying transferring of property to idol is not recognized under TPA.
So I'm not aware of that.
What do you mean by doctrine of election?
The doctrine of election is provided under section 35 of Transfer of Property Act, which states that if a person has two options, either to elect or reject, he has to make option, and he cannot and the person is given the choice either to take the property or reject the money, or take the money and give away the transfer of the property. He can elect either of them, and he cannot say that I will keep the property and take the money also. He has to either elect either ways. That is, either retain the property or take the money.
What do you mean by the doctrine of marshalling?
Doctrine of marshalling is provided under section 56.
56 marshalling.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
And section 81,
And contribution.
contribution under section 82.
Contribution.
Marshalling securities is in 81 and contribution is under section 82.
आप सर
How many ways by which an easement is extinguished?
बिल्कुल आप पढ़े हो कि नहीं पढ़े?
बहुत अभी रिसेंट में ही पढ़ा है, मीएस के टाइम पे पढ़े थे.
अच्छा अच्छा
So when the dominant heritage or either of the servant heritage is destroyed.
मैंने भी पूछा है, तरीका बताइए क्या, वो तो आप बात की चीज है। इसमें आप बता what is difference between inventory right, customary right and customary easement?
So customary easement is when when the easement is granted on the basis of certain custom. That is, for example, if there is a custom in a village that the window of a house will not be opened at some side, then it is a customary easement, and the person cannot make the window on that that side which is
My
prohibited.
question is only based on the difference, not definition.
So customary rights is a right which is provided by custom, and easementary right.
दोनों तो हो रहे हैं कस्टमरी में, कस्टम पर ही बेचते हैं, दोनों कस्टम से ही मिलते हैं, तो अंतर क्या है दोनों में? चलिए बात स्पेसिफिक रिलीफ एक्ट पढ़े होंगे,
Yes.
क्या स्पेसिफिक रिलीफ एक्ट ह्यूमन प्रोसीडिंग में अप्लाई करता है?
No, sir.
नो बता रहे हैं,
Yes, sir.
किस आधार पर बता रहे हैं? कोई प्रोविजन है या आप अपने दिल से बता रहे हैं?
So I am not aware of the provision, but initially
This was not on the ground of common sense.
no, sir. A specific relief act was a part of Contract Act, which is a civil law, and that has been taken away and made a separate law. And basically, all the provisions which are provided, that is injunction and ratification of contract, they are civil matters.
मैं इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ इसका, हिंदुला के हिंदू विधि के अंतर्गत आप इसके आवश्यक से स्रोत को बताइए।
So, स्मृति, श्रुति, custom, judicial decisions and legislation.
तो इसको किसी ने बताया है, कोई विद्वान ने, या फिर कहीं दिया गया है, उसके आधार पर बता रहे हैं? कौन स्कूल, कोई विद्वान है जो इसको उल्लेख किया है, या फिर से बता रहे हैं, किस आधार पर बता रहे हैं? Particular basis.
It is provided in the books of Hindu law.
तो है, तो बहुत सारी हैं, इसको कहा किसने? वेदा स्मृति, किसी ने कहा इस तरह का कुछ? मनु ने दिया है, याद आ रहा है, आ रहा होगा,
Yes, स्मृति and श्रुति.
किसी को आपको बताना चाहिए। What is constructive desertion?
Sir, desertion is of two types, either physical or constructive. The constructive desertion is when the parties are not living separately, but they are not performing their marital obligations, like living in the same house and not performing their marital obligations, which are
Such as
like so there is no consensus between them. They don't talk to each other. They live in the separate rooms.
ये तो जनरल हो जाएगा, constructive कहा जाएगा।
So general desertion would be when she would leave the house and go to live any other house. Then it would be physical desertion. Constructive is that she is within the premises of the house and she is still not performing. That is within the same house. कंस्ट्रक्टिव मतलब जैसे हम सर वो लोग अपने जो शादी के नैतिक मूल्यों को नहीं वो पूरा कर रहे हैं, जैसे कि प्रोक्रिएशन ऑफ चिल्ड्रन एक एसेंशियल एलिमेंट होता है शादी का, वो फुलफिल नहीं कर रहे हैं वो, या साथ में समय व्यतीत नहीं कर रहे हैं, समय नहीं बिता रहे हैं, तो उसको कहेंगे कंस्ट्रक्टिव रिजर्वेशन।
बहुत अच्छा।
एक छोटा सा मुद्दा बता दीजिए। एक हिंदू मेल है और वह 3 पुत्रियों को छोड़ रहा है, 2 पुत्रों को छोड़ रहा है और अपने 2 जीवित पत्नियों को छोड़ रहा है, तो इसमें से एक पत्नी का शेयर कितना होगा?
3 पुत्री, 2 पुत्र और 2 पत्नी। सर उन दोनों पत्नियों को उनका एक ही शेयर मिलेगा, जो कि एक
टोटल एक का शेयर बता दीजिए। यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं, मला कुछ नहीं रहा।
सर टोटल 6 शेयर बटेंगे, जिनमें से 1/6 उनकी तीनों बेटियों मिल जाएगा, बेटों मिल जाएगा, और 1/12 उनकी वाइफ को मिलेगा।